Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Dos Muhammad Khalil, and today I'm gonna to perform a practical session which will be for the previous lecture which we did, which is available on my YouTube channel step by step. So in previous lecture we had studied about a single question which I faced in my OCP examination, and from that question I pointed out some terms like small table space, big table space, segment, extent, block, etc. So I have already delivered the deep concept of those terms, and today I am going to perform the practical session so that you are used to it, these terms, and be prepared for the examination. So I will create a small table space. So before that I will check the available table spaces. So for that I have query select table table space name from DBA table spaces. Here DBA table spaces is a dictionary view. It's a static dictionary view which can show me a lot of information, but as far as I concern the table space name, so I just queried in the select statement. So it showed me these table spaces are available. Now I'm going to create a small file table space. So for this I have already made the script. I will just copy the I'll just copy this query and I'll paste it here so that to save our time. So here it's optional to mention create small file table space. It means that I can also mention the small file keyword here after the create, but if you don't mention, by default it will create small file table spaces. So let's query the table space dictionary views. So you can see that there is small file table space. The table space which I just created, I gave the name small tbs, so it's also appear in this file. Now it should be also in your mind that no one can table space exist without a data file. Means that a table space should have at least one data file. So let's see how many data files are there with me in this table spaces. So for this I will query select count 1 from DBA data files where table space name is equal to small tbs, and here we go. Up till now I have one data file in this small tbs, so I am trying to add another data file. So for this I will paste this query which I have already prepared. So this is a small query, so I'll just add it here and table space altered. Now let's see how many data files are now in this table space. So you can see there are 2 data files. I can add more data files. The purpose of this practical is that we can add multiple data files in small table spaces. As I have told you that we have 2 main categories of table spaces: big file table space and small file table space. The small file table space can have multiple data files up to 1023, but I have already discussed that another category of table spaces which was big file table space. So let's see, we are trying to create a big file table space, and then we will try to add another data file, second data file. Let's see whether it works or not. So I just pasted the query. You can examine create big file table space. It's mandatory to mention the big file table space so that the Oracle understand that the user is going to create the big file table space. So the big file table space is created. Now let query the previous one query to see how many data files are there with us in the big file table space. So our name is big tbs. So it shows me that one data file is available. Now I am going to add another data file in this big file table space. So let's see where it adds or not. So you can see the error message, cannot add file to big file table space. So it's obvious, it has clear to you that we can add multiple file to small file table spaces, but cannot add multiple data files in a big file table space. There is a logical reason why. It is because that for big file table spaces we cannot add more than one, because Oracle provides this opportunity to us to handle large amount of data in single table space and single data file. And its benefit will be that we will have to manage only one data file, and this type of table space is generally used in big data centers where there are a lot of table spaces, and it's hard to manage all the table spaces and then the internal data files. So for these purposes, Oracle provides an opportunity to have big file table spaces. Now, as we have discussed and proved that small file table space can have multiple data files and big file table space can only have one data file. Now let's jump to segment and extents. So for this I have told you that for every object in Oracle database, whether it is table, whether it is index, whether it is view, whether it is sequence, blah blah blah, a segment exists. Now you will think that what is segment. So in simple words, in all words, if I tell you segment is nothing but a container in which the data of the particular object is held, nothing else, but it's enough. So let me to switch to another user, score @ orcl pdb 123. So it's connected. Now I have dictionary view. I'm going to see how many tables are there in this. Select tname from tab. So up till now I don't have any table, any object in this user. So I will query the segments as well. Select count 1 from user segments, and 0 segments I have. So it's also logical, as I don't have any object in this user. So how it is possible that there will be segment? So let me to create an object here which is table. You can create index or anything else, it doesn't matter. I am going to create a simple table which is not logical, but just for the sake to prove this practical session, a table is created. Now I will query the tname. Okay, so I have an object test whose name is test. Now I query, if I issue this query against the database, that tell me the segment name, segment type from user segments, a dictionary view. So it will show me the desired information of this segment if available. As I have already created the table, so it's obvious that there will be segment related to it. So press enter. So I have a segment with the name test. Keep in mind that whenever a segment is created, it has the same name as the object name. As the test table object has name test, so its segment name will also be test. Now let me to create an index with it. So I can add manually the index, but if I add the primary key, it will automatically generate index. So in this case, let's see that whether another segment is created or not. So alter table test add constraint pk1 primary key to which primary key id. So the index is created. Index is also an object. So it means that we must have 2 segments now. So let's see whether my point is correct or not. So user segments, where class, not necessarily where class. So now you can see that I have 2 segments now. Number 1 is for index pk1 primary key, which I just added. The second one is table by on. So it's about indexes. Now the thing which is remaining is about the extent. That what is extent? As I have already told you that in the previous lecture, that segment is the combination of extents. A segment can span multiple data files, means that segment जो है वो मल्टीपल डेटा फाइल में स्पेन हो सकता है, यानी 2-3 डेटा फाइल होंगे, उससे एक्सटेंट्स अलोकेट हुए होंगे सेगमेंट को. लेकिन just keep in mind that an extent cannot span what cannot span डेटा फाइल्स. मतलब ये कि एक्सटेंट हमेशा एक ही डेटा फाइल में होगा. ऐसा नहीं कि आधा एक्सटेंट एक डेटा फाइल में, आधा एक्सटेंट दूसरे डेटा फाइल में. It's not possible, not logical, because it's a combination of data blocks. So let's practice on the extents as well. So I have query this one, and let me to paste it here. This query is about to segment name, show me a segment name, segment type, extent ID from user extent. For now, if you see that there is no extent ID, there is no extent up till now. The segment ID, there is only one extent, but there is no other extents. It's the initial extent. So extent will be allocated at runtime, as I have already told you. So if I put the data in this table, so obviously extents will be added to it. So let me to insert the data, insert into test values 1 and those. Now insert some more, select static from, sorry, insert into test, select static from test. Sorry, there is primary key, so I'll have to generate unique values for it. So procedure successfully completed. You don't have to know about this loop because it's PL SQL. If you are experienced GPA, you will already know this. But if you are a student or you are new, so don't worry about it. It's not your job. So now issue commit, and let's see how many extents are allocated to this one. Now you can see that there are 5 extents allocated to this one. So what does it mean? It means that whenever the data is added to the table or object, not necessarily table, but whenever data is added to object, extents will be allocated to this. So it has been proved to you. Hopefully you will have clear mind with this topic, and inshallah in the next video we'll meet with another topic. Till that, love is the love.